Hello, my YouTube friends, I hope. When I did that first showing around of my kitchen, I lifted up the corner of the tablecloth, and as I was setting the chair down, I said that I kind of cheated where the table was concerned, but I never did thoroughly explain what I was talking about. What I was talking about was that the legs that I used on my table were actually stair spindles from Houseworks, I believe they were. But they actually, the way I put them on the tables, they were a little bit at a slant. Not like just straight up and down, but they slanted a little, and it really made it a nice little table. And I wanted to correct myself on that, because that's a real, the height was perfect for what I was doing. And I want to show you these things. These are my apples that I did the same time I was doing that kitchen. These are tomatoes. These are summer squash or crookneck squash. And here's my cucumbers, and there's my carrots, and here's more of those red russet potatoes. But here's what I really wanted to show you. It's not going to really show to any justice because it doesn't have any electric to it. But this is a Tiffany style, stained glass sort of style lamp that I made around the same time I did that kitchen box. I had a Harrison Greenleaf dollhouse that I had put together. So I made this light to go in that Harrison. But I know it's hard to believe. I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to set this here. But that little lamp, hold still, you little thing there. Okay. I'll put it up here then. Anyway, that little lamp was made from a ping pong ball. I took a circle, or a, like a plastic stencil type circle, and I drew a circle around it, and I took a real fine little pair of scissors, the ones like have the little curved edge end on them. I believe they may be called cuticle scissors. I don't really recall. But at any rate, the type of lighting that I was using in my Harrison was the tape system, and I can't think what it's called right now. But anyway, it's a tape system, and there was a thing up on the ceiling, and this just clicked into it. And this right here is a bead cap. I don't know if you can see it like there. Okay. This is a bead cap. And if you'll notice these little, looks almost like pieces of lead between the color. The color's not showing pure here. This is kind of a soft rosy pink. But what I did to get these little flower patterns, I'm not even sure what kind I had. My husband was a mechanic-y type person, and he had a little bit of everything around. But I found out that if I would take and make some little horseshoe shapes with some wire that I found, it was real soft. And I had me a brick or a block of wood or something there, and I made the little horseshoe shapes, and I hit them with a hammer, which flattened them down enough to make them look like the lead separations. And then inside, again, I'm not sure you can see it that well, but right here, there's a tiny little light. It's called a grain of wheat. And it truly is almost the size of a piece of cooked rice. But it puts out sufficient whatever. And then this was the thing here that fastened up in the house. And anyway, these are... one day we'll make us one of these right here. I've got some other ones that I've made. I don't know where they're at right at the moment. And anyway, like I said, here's some more vegetables and things that I had made. I'm going to set this aside. I got into another one of my boxes of supplies and found some more Kreissenbahn. Now this, I must have picked it up at a flea market because I don't think I ever had this type of packaging in the ones that I had in my shop. But this is Kreissenbahn still, if you'll see up here. And it's a little spoon rack, a chair, which I have some more chairs like that, a candle table, and what they call a school clock. Turn it around. That's a Duxonberry chair, they're calling it. But anyway, it's even got the little spoons to go in the thing there. And then here is another one. This one is just about my favorite. Well, I don't know. They're all my favorite piece if I think about it. But this is the round glassed china closet. And, of course, my grandmother had one of these, too. And in the little dining room that I was telling you about that I had made for my niece, I had one of these in here. And Kreissenbahn also makes a lot of small antique-looking dishes and things that look beautiful in this. And the little plant stand and all comes with it. And I've made them 2 or 3 times for different projects, and it's really, really nice. But you get the china cabinet, the jardiniere stand, and a packet of paint. And you know what? I picked up one of those packet of paints the other day out of one of these, and that sucker wasn't dried up. Now, whether it would really be a nice consistency inside, I don't know. But I was surprised it wasn't dried up. Now here, another dollhouse that I was doing for myself in the attic. I had one of a sewing room. And this is, I need to move this up just a touch, I think. There. This was Kreissenbahn also. But you get the treadle sewing machine, which is exactly like one that one of my grandmothers left to me when she passed on, except that mine has 3 drawers instead of just the 2. And I used that to make my daughter's clothes up until she was about 12 years old. And it's still in working condition. And I think it's got a pattern. It's got the tape measure. And again, it's perfectly sized. It's a treadle sewing machine, a dressmaker's form, a pair of scissors. And I wasn't seeing those. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. A tape measure, a pattern envelope, and a packet of paint. But anyway, I've got one of these put together somewhere where I have my dollhouse things packed up. And this is my shop stuff here that I've got. Now, I've got one of these almost finished together in a box right over there. But this, again, is Kreissenbahn. It's a kitchen cabinet. It's not like the one that was in my kitchen lamp. Because if you remember, it didn't have the glass, doors on top. And that one was wood. This one's plastic. But they're both a beautiful piece and fairly represent the age and time that they were supposed to represent. Now, I think this is clear. A kitchen cabinet, all doors on base cabinet are functional. And 1 rolling pin. It also has a kind of a bread dough thing right here. You can't hardly see it, but it pulls out. And then, going back to my favorites, I think they're all my favorites. And this is beautiful. This is a stove, somewhat like the one that's in the other one, except gotta slow down and think before I talk. The one in the lamp box is made from wood. This one's Kreissenbahn, made from plastic. And once I put this in a setting, and I actually left that you can adjust over right here where the grates are, where you let in the amount of air that you need depending on how hot you want your stove to be. And I actually put a fireplace